Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a hot minute. I've been gone, been going through some different things with moving and stuff, but we are here with none other than my homie Caleb. Caleb, say what's up.
Yo, what's up, guys?
And we are here to talk about a mutual artist that we both love and someone who has been in the news a lot recently, Kanye West. Real quick before we get into that, though, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. If you like this video, you can wait to the end, but I usually forget, so I like to remind people in the beginning. I guess without further ado, Caleb, what did you think of the live stream? Just like initial thoughts.
It was kind of wild. Like, okay, I was watching it and I thought that it was gonna be. I had low expectations. I'm not gonna lie. I listened to a lot of the leaks, but I kind of loved it. I fell in love with like the raw aesthetic of it. It felt like Yeezus almost.
Yes, bro.
Kind of
It did.
sick.
It did. That was kind of what I thought too. I was like kind of expecting some JIK type stuff,
Yeah,
to be honest, which is like JIK had its moments. I actually went back and re-listened to most of Kanye stuff before and after the stream. And JIK, like I remembered it harsher than it was, if that makes sense. But it's still not like a good record, in my opinion. So when I heard the
yeah,
stuff at the live stream, I was like, this is kind of like some JIK stuff, but also some like fantasy moments and some Yeezus moments,
yeah.
especially with the mask, bro. I was
That
like,
was
this is
sick.
wild. Yeah,
That was
yeah,
sick.
yeah. I saw a tweet. I don't remember who said it, but someone's like, I wouldn't be surprised if Kanye wasn't there at all and just sent out a random post for guys. It makes sense to me.
Probably. It
Yeah, bro.
makes
We
sense.
we had to wait for like 2 hours to begin with, so I don't know.
I was ready. I had my pizza. I kind of felt it was gonna be late. I went and got pizza and I came back.
Yeah, bro. I was sitting there debating if I should subscribe to Apple Music or not. I asked you. I was like, "Do you think I should?" But it was free for anyone with Apple stuff, so I was like, "Oh, bet." So yeah, it was like 8:30 probably when I tuned in and didn't start to like 10 o'clock. Did you have a song that stood out to you?
For me, okay, I'm like a big, I love like weird voices. Don Tolliver has one of the best voices on any human ever. So that
Yeah.
little outro to Hurricane where they did like the moon, that was sick. I love that. I was listening with Sarai. That was her favorite too. That song has been on repeat. That's my ringtone actually. That song is crazy.
Wait, that's your ringtone already? It's not even out yet.
It's not even out yet. The leak is my
Man, got
ringtone. I had to.
sources. Bro, that's crazy. Yeah, bro, I like that song. I love what was the outro?
Oh, yep, yep.
Yeah, that Don't Mess with the Children or something. What's it called? No Child Left Behind.
That song was sick.
That's that song was sick. I'm kind of expecting it to remain on the studio album. I'm not expecting a lot of the songs to be on there though, to be honest, bro.
That's kind of true.
It's kind of like, well, that's just how Kanye is, right? When people said that the album was dropping Friday, I was like, it's dropping next year. Uh,
Probably.
you gotta like allow Kanye time to make his decisions and then go back and make the project. Like
Yeah,
every single Kanye album since I've been a fan has been a late drop.
definitely.
So I think that's one thing that people kind of need to get over. Everyone was mad. First, people were mad that he was late. It's like, well, if you're a Kanye fan, you're expecting the show to start at least an hour late. So if you're just coming to hate, then maybe this isn't the live stream for you. But speaking of like going back to the JIK stuff, you and I are both believers. We're both Christ followers. So the last couple of years for Kanye has been a very interesting thing to watch, I think. Like I've been watching with a lot of anticipation and hope and grace. What did you think of this album versus what you heard in JIK? Both from like a faith perspective, a lyrical perspective, but then also like musically, sonically.
Musically, I loved Jesus King. I was like on the. I was one of those people. People call me what is it? People call me Stan. I wasn't Stan and Kanye. I just loved Jesus King when I first heard it. I was kind of surprised that people really didn't like it. I know there was a few songs
Mm.
that were kind of whack, but on a whole, it kind of just felt like it felt like Ye, because I liked Ye, but a lot of people really didn't like Ye, and it kind of had that
Yeah.
same, crazy short
Out
energy.
of nowhere.
But like lyrically and content wise, I kind of think Donda, even with the explicit, I have a feeling he's gonna do explicit in the clean drop, but even with the explicit, like it felt a lot more authentic. Like it felt like he was actually talking about his faith and like
Mhm.
he had reasoning and like he was tying his mom into it. With Jesus King, I'm not gonna lie, it didn't really feel very. It felt like he was trying to do it. I don't think he did a great job. It didn't really come off as authentic, which
Yeah.
I guess that was like a big criticism that a lot of people had.
Yeah.
But I think like he was definitely going for the sound. Like he had the gospel sounds, he had the choir in the background, the
Right.
very like vivid trumpets and all that stuff on like the ending of like Jesus King. But it was content wise, it kind of just felt like he took like a Hillsong writing class and he just tried to make an
Yeah.
album.
For
But
sure,
it
bro.
was okay. I feel like this is definitely a step in the right direction when it comes to like faith. It felt like it was more real, especially like with his family. Like he was doing the Sunday services.
Hmm.
I thought it was gonna be more like this. I thought Jesus King was gonna be like this, but
Yeah.
it wasn't.
Yeah, bro. To piggyback off of that, like I've had this conversation several times with different people. Shout out to like Cole and Cooper from CHH Hysteria. Um,
My dude.
I really appreciate when an artist tells the whole story with the whole emotion, be it explicit or clean or whatever they're feeling in that moment. So when like the Aha mixtape dropped, that got a lot of backlash because he says stuff that people were like didn't want in Christian music. Aha
Yep.
doesn't call himself a Christian rapper. You feel me? The Bieber EP is like there's an explicit song on that. That's just what he's feeling. So I think with this, like you said, Jesus is King was I felt like it was more written for Christians than Kanye talking about his faith. You know what I mean? Like he had an agenda to appease the church in that because he thought that's what Christian artists do, which like whole other video, but that's a whole issue in and of itself with the Christian music and stuff. But I feel like you said with this with Donda, it was so real because just think about what Kanye's been through even since his like conversion, like pulls him back into Christianity. He's gone through like a super messy divorce, which honestly I was expecting a lot more content around that with this. Like you said, they mixed in a lot of aspects with his mom, with the voicemails or whatever. I was expecting a little bit more with that. So I think what Kanye is doing and what he does a lot, which is so genius, but also so frustrating as fans, is throwing something out there and people's reactions to it. See
Yep.
if it works for his audience, whoever he's targeting at the time. So I guess my question to you would be, do you expect most of those features, any of those features to be on the final album? Because I felt like there was a big disconnect between the features and what Kanye was saying.
Definitely. I feel like one of the biggest complaints that people have been throwing at this album or the listening party version of the album is that there was way more features than him himself. It kind of felt like it was like a compilation playlist or something and he was just producing it.
Yeah.
And especially on song, what was that one song? I think it was called Praise God with Baby Keem and Travis.
Yeah.
They took over Hurricane with the leaks were so much better. Like Kanye didn't even have a good verse on that. He was kind of just riffing, which I think that's definitely like what you were saying. He was just peeping reactions. It wasn't even a performance. It was more of like a listening party. Like it was called a listening party. I didn't even peep that. It wasn't really a performance. And so I think definitely, I feel like most of the songs will end up on the album, but I feel like there's a few that were played that probably will get cut. I don't even know why they played Tell the Vision. That was on Pop Smoke's album that dropped last week. I don't even know.
Right. Yeah.
I really hope the intro stays. That's probably my most played song from the.
Yeah, the intro is fire.
The choir vocals are crazy.
Yeah. Just like him experiencing that in the live stream, just him walking across the field to that. Oh, bro. I was like, this is like Kanye's back. That was the first time I felt since like, honestly, going back to like pre-mental breakdown Kanye. That's the first time I'm like, yo, this is Kanye. You know?
It felt very like Jesus, Pablo. Like, it felt like something he would do.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. And I wasn't like, I'm not a big fan of the Yeezus album. I know that's a beloved album by Kanye fans, just like the content to me isn't there, but I still respect like what it is, what it was historically 8 years ago now. Like that changed so much for Kanye and for music and for like entrepreneurship and hip hop. So I think that's great to see him take those aspects of that whole era and blend it in with like where he's at right now in life as a 44-year-old man. I think that this album is going to be, or maybe he's still 43. I think that this album is going to be polarizing to say the least, bro. Like people are either gonna love it or hate it.
That's very true. That one song where he's talking about losing his family, I shed a tear or two.
Yeah, bro. It was powerful.
That was powerful.
I listened again this morning. It was like, dang.
And someone tweeted a picture of Kim. I wonder what she thought of that song.
The whole thing is weird that she was there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I heard that they're like hanging out and stuff. I don't know if there's any merit behind that, but I don't know. I feel like they clearly love each other. To put up with like they're both wild human beings, put up with each other for years and years.
That's true.
Who knows, man?
I mean, yeah. There was I think my favorite song, I changed my mind. It's not Moon. Moon was chill. It's Jonah or Shoulder to Lean On with Vori doing these high pitched chorus vocals. That was insane. I love that so much.
That sounded like something that could have been on the Ye album too.
Definitely.
Yeah, bro.
I hope it stays. I hope they do more with that song.
Yeah, I think that because what he played was only like 90 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that has to just be part of it because that song was like, I think generally everybody really liked it, at least what I've seen from the reactions. So I get that leads me into, I guess, what the final question or talking point would be. And that's, what do you expect, not just from this album, but from like the future of Kanye West music?
I feel like definitely with all the features, it kind of feels like almost not passing the torch, but I feel like he's definitely like, because he's never tried to chase a sound, but I feel like with a lot of songs on here, not that he's chasing a sound, but he's bringing on a feature and using a certain production style from a different artist. With that one song, I think it was Junior Watanabe where he had Playboy Cardi.
I really like that song too.
I love it. It sounded like a pure Playboy Cardi song, and then he came in and I was like, oh, okay, got you. I feel like he's definitely trying to move. I feel like he's gonna slowly start stepping away from music. Like he's definitely trying to get more the fashion, more the I don't know if he's still gonna do politics, man. I don't.
Bro. Whenever he reactivated his Instagram account and all those old IGTVs came back, it was like, I'm voting for Kanye West. Like, oh,
I was dying at that.
What a like, oh my gosh, bro. He's gone through a lot, but that's like one of the funniest moments of Kanye West history that has ever been out on the internet.
I don't care what people say. That was like so honorable to just no shame. I'm running for president. Vote for me. And people did. I didn't think it was actually going to happen, but you know.
Well, the weird thing is he was like so wishy-washy with it that I don't think he was a eligible candidate on the ballot in every state, right?
No, people had to write him in.
Yeah. Crazy.
What a wild concept.
I
wanted to peep your reaction to this. There was one song, I can't remember what it was, but it was one of the songs that had like chopped up vocals from like different takes, it sounded like, and I thought I heard Kendrick.
Ooh,
I don't know if it was or if it was just Kanye with like some tuning behind him or something. But me and a whole bunch of other people, like I was seeing other people on Twitter talk about it. I'm gonna have to go back and listen. It was either Pure Souls was the one with the Roddies. I think it was New Again. I heard a little bit of that Kendrick twang in the voice, and I thought it was Kendrick. I'm gonna have to listen to it.
That Compton slang. Nah, I didn't peep it, but I'm gonna go back and listen after this. That'd be great. I don't expect that, honestly.
I didn't expect that at all, but I hope. Okay, maybe I'm just getting my hopes up.
Maybe, yeah. I'm trying to be like really pessimistic with it and then let it supersede my expectations because that's what happened with the live stream. So like the studio album, I don't know. But going back to your point about bringing on different features, I think we kind of saw Kanye do this 50% of the way with Dark Fantasy, right? He brought on so many artists. But to your point, he still had one very solid Kanye West sounding album. This, I think, was just all over the place. And I think that was one of my big issues with JIK as well. Other than the fact that it was not mixed well at all.
Those iPhone vocals.
Seriously? Yeah, bro. And like the beat, and anyway, I think that was probably the most disappointing thing that I'd have to say about the music that we heard, based off like the performance and all that, or performance, whatever you want to call it. Kanye walking around for 2 hours. That was all great. I think like the setup, the lighting, everything was awesome there. The actual music, my biggest issue with it was that it was so inconsistent. And I think that that's kind of been an issue with Kanye for the last 5 or so years, going back to, I think Pablo was the last like really consistent album that he had sonically. Do you think that that's just kind of the lane that Kanye is doing it intentionally, or that's just what happens now whenever he tries to make music?
I think that's very interesting, because for me, it was one of those weird things, because when I heard Pablo, I was like, yo, this is all over the place, but it feels like one thing.
Right. Yeah,
but then
you
hear
exactly.
Like, you hear Yay, you hear even Kids See Ghosts to an extent. Like everything else has just been like, we're gonna do a song like this, and then do a song like over here, and put like some rock guitars, and then we're gonna do throw in some like jazz sample. Like it's all been like all over the place. And I feel like with this, the only thing really tying each song together is like the themes of like Christianity, his mom losing his family. And I feel like when you have those almost like story beats, it kind of makes it more cohesive when the music isn't. That's why I'm hoping, not that I love interludes like so much, but like I really hope that there's a little bit more of like when he had his programmed his mom to speak in the listening party. I hope there's a little bit more of that to kind of like
for sure.
give it more.
I was a big fan of that. I agree. I think that really helped push the narrative forward. I think that was one of the only things that pushed the narrative forward. So if this album is gonna be about his mom, definitely need more of that, because she only had, was it 2 or 3 speaking roles?
I think it was 2, but in the other listening party, people reported that there was like a lot more of it. That was.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I would be down for that. Yeah, I don't know about like between every song, but
oh yeah, more like,
you know, like kind of the idea of a vinyl where there's 4 parts of an album. I think before and after each chapter or whatever, it would be really dope to have that kind of help push the narrative, you know?
I agree.
Yeah, bro.
What do you think about, sorry, one last thing.
Go for it.
The last track, the one where he was talking about going to jail or something, where this man, Jay-Z, popped up.
Oh, yeah.
No, I wasn't expecting that. I know I wasn't expecting that. What was your reaction to that?
I mean, to my knowledge, we haven't seen a single thing about Jay-Z and Kanye together for like 3 years now, right?
I thought they had bad blood.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Well, same thing with Drake, and Drake shouted out Kanye in his last whatever EP, I guess you want to call it, double single, triple single, what was it? I think Kanye's at a point now, just as a man, where he's trying to reconcile a lot of things, which is maybe counterintuitive to the divorce. But I think it's an interesting thing that we're probably not going to get any insight on. So it's just kind of up for us to figure out what happened. But I can definitely say that I was glad to hear Jay-Z, you know?
At first, I didn't know it was him. And then I heard, if you listen in the snippet, like at the end, someone was like screaming, like, watch the throne too. I think that's
and the rap on Instagram posted the throne is back.
Yeah.
I was like, are we? No, we can't.
I'm not gonna,
maybe.
I'm gonna say no, and then when it happens, I'll be happy. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Do you think it's more likely to have another Throne album or to finally have the Chance and Kanye album?
I really want to. That brings up a good point. I want to see Chance either on this or on some. Like if he's doing all this gospel inspired music and he doesn't have Chance on it, I hope it's not just because of the big day. I hope people aren't turning their back on Chance.
No, I don't think it. Well, Kurt
hope-
Franklin has a podcast, and I know people have mixed opinions about
that.
Kurt Franklin now. You've heard it, the
Yeah.
podcast? Yeah, yeah. And Chance was on one time. This was after the big day came out, so it was last June. So he was talking about how he's seen Ye kind of jump in as a new believer and all that, and from like just based off of that conversation, they're still pretty close. And I know Ye's also being mentored by a couple like reliable mentors as far as like in the kingdom of God. So I think that could be really good for Chance as well, because Chance, at the end of the day, he's still gonna look up to Ye, Chicago rapper, right? If nothing else. So I wouldn't like bet on Chance not hopping on, but also I feel like the next collab would probably be on a Chance project, if that makes sense.
I'm hoping that's coming soon. The Heart and the Tongue got me excited.
That was fire, but I haven't heard anything else since.
Yeah. I don't know. There got to be something in the works.
There got to be something in the works. Anyway, bro, I'm going to start wrapping stuff up a little bit because we're running behind. But is there any last thoughts that you want to get out there? Anything you want to say to the people? Anything you want to say if Kanye sees this?
Yo, I love you. Put some drums on God Breathe on this. I want to drop. That's all. I was getting hyped the whole time, waiting for like the release, but nothing happened. I hope. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Honestly, man, yes and no. Like a drop would be great there, but it also pulled my emotions up and up and up, you know? And I was like, Kanye.
Very easy to just have an energy song with no drop the whole way through.
Sure.
Kind of sick.
For sure, bro. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you hopping on. To all the people out there, this is my last video in this room. So you can say goodbye to everything here. Next time you see me, it'll be a completely different setup. But that also means that I'll be able to pump out videos a lot more frequently. So like I said, if you're new, go ahead and subscribe. If you've been subscribed, you can turn on the notifications, leave a comment, let us know what you think about this album, if it's coming out, what you expect, everything else. And until next time, peace.